Hey boys, it's finally 2023, Happy New Year to everyone! Now we all know what's so special about New Year's. It's a time to party, to spend the day together with your family and friends. A fresh start, where you can look towards the future with optimism, and there is also a new anime to watch. Am I the only one excited? 2022 was a very special year, filled with a bunch of unique animes that we all enjoyed. Bocchi the Rock made us even more self-conscious. Chainsaw Man proved itself to be one of the most interesting new IP. Cyberpunk Edge Runners showed us what peak writing is supposed to be, and we witnessed the end of a beautiful story with Mob Psycho. Now wait a minute, all of this happened last season. I just hope that 2023 will be just as great, and surely we won't have anything weird. 2023 is absolutely doomed.
What would you do if there was a child right in front of you?
Spy Family might have just ended, but we already have another anime that might fill the void. Spy X Daddies. I'm not even joking when I say that Buddy Daddies might be the best anime of this season. It is obviously trying to capitalize on the success of Spy Family, but they were still able to make something really enjoyable. We have a cute little girl, Miri, taking a train, running around the city looking for his dad. At the same time we have two assassins, Rei and Kazuki, who are on a mission to assassinate their target. The plan is perfect, they get through security. Then Miri shows up. But it's fine, she will just step aside and let them do the mission, or not. Bullets are flying, the security is dying, and people are running, while Miri is just like... I can't. Everything went fine though, they shot the target, they saved Miri, but when they tried to help her find her family, they realized the target was the dead. And that's how their... It is indeed pretty similar to Spy Family. In both anime we have spies, or assassins in this case I guess, taking care of a child, but that is where the similarities end. What I really like about it is the decision making of the characters. I don't know how to explain it, but they just do things that you wouldn't expect to see in a family friendly anime. For example, there is this scene where they argue and the target interrupts them. What Rei does... Everyone will do the same thing, I guess. I thought that Kazuki would be the balance, the friendly one, but look at my man. He got the good, took the good, and just left without a word. Just to prove how brutal this anime is, they also added hookers. Oh, never mind, he's just gambling his partner's salary away, that's completely fine. These are the idiot assassins that now have to take care of a 4-year-old. And I really like the way how in episode 3 they both accepted to take care of Miri because of their own reasonings. It wasn't just one person forcing another. But talking about spies, we also have Spy Classroom this season, which is just a reskinned assassination classroom. Yet they were able to make it feel like it's just a parody of the genre. It just feels quite rushed, and it's just not fun to watch. Overall, I mean, it's alright. Back to the usual sequels, we got more Nagatoro, Bungo Stray Dogs reached its 4th season, same with Danmachi, Bofuri is getting ready for the 4th event, Spectre Season 2 is also here, but I hope they will cover more than one chapter this time. Vinland Saga is also back after 4 years, and I can't wait to see people complain about the animation, even though it's made by the same people, just under Mappa instead of Studio Wit. And Oswaldi Goat is back, and we aren't even 3 minutes in, but he already took the life of a god. I missed him. Tokyo Revengers is also here with the Christmas Showdown, although I don't think anyone is watching it after how the manga ended.
Nobody cares.
The Angel Next Door spoils me rotten is a new romance of this season that they should have just called Excuses Life in a Nutshell.
Holy fuck, man.
This is a surprisingly awesome anime. I really enjoy sweet, simple romance stories with characters that are not absurdly annoying, however I feel like he just gained a new mom instead of a girlfriend. She cooks for him, cleans for him, but maybe that's just what he's into.
You got me.
Do you want to know the secret about how he got the perfect girlfriend? He hit that subscribe button. I'm so sorry. I know we've seen a lot of anime like this, but trust me, this is actually really good. Like really good. The first episode was quite generic, but the second one was just so awesome. There is this scene where he realized that her birthday is in a few days and spends the whole day thinking about what he should buy. He even goes out of his way to get help from others. Later on, he gives her the gifts, she opens them, and that whole scene was just so damn cute. We might be witnessing not just the best girl of the season, but the best girl of the year. So as I said, Tomo is the best girl of the season, year, decade? Decade. Have you ever thought of having a tomboy girlfriend? Well, then wake up dude, you don't live in an anime. But at least in this anime, you can witness what it's like having one. Maybe not. Oh, another romance. Wait, why is this guy frozen in ice? I'm sorry, but is that I thought this is a romance anime. The ice guy and his cool female colleague is yet another romance, with fantasy elements in it for some reason. The characters are pretty chill. Get it? Chill. You get... It's a nice, relaxing and cozy romance finally with an adult cast, which is something I really appreciate. The most realistic thing about this anime is the cat though. You buy her a new bed, she sleeps in the box or bag it came in. She finally sleeps in it, as soon as you try to take a picture she walks away. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that the writer knows more about cats than romance.
Yeah, I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Alright, go ahead.
20 new Isekai.
That's it, yeah.
We have the magical revolution of the reincarnated princess and the genius young lady, which is... Wait a minute, that hair, that smile, the goofiness. It's almost like I've seen her before. If you ever wanted to see a Yuri Isekai with the main duo from Licoreko, well, here you go. Although the only way they achieved having a character as hyperactive as Chisato was by drugs. This is not even a joke. This Isekai is actually quite decent with a so far pretty well executed adaptation. I really like that unlike in other Isekais, the anime doesn't revolve around the fact that she got reincarnated. In fact, we still don't know how that happened. All the characters are pretty decent, they act realistic. I especially enjoyed the conversation between the two fathers in the second episode. Also, I just cannot get over the fact that Anice's race is out of this world. In certain romances, it takes seasons for anything to happen. She took her to bed in the second episode. Learn from Isekai's romance animes. Every season we have so many Isekais that before we even watch them, we already know how it ends. Therefore, we see a bunch of them every season that try to break away from these tropes to make something genuinely unique. Like how Reborn to Master the Blade did, where the main character reincarnated as a girl. Or Farming Life in Another World, where he reincarnated as a farmer. Or Handyman Saitou in Another World, where he reincarnated as a handyman. Or the reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in Another World. I want you to guess what this Isekai is about. We also have Campfire Cooking in Another World, which is a cooking Isekai coming from Mappa. And I honestly don't know who would enjoy an Isekai about cooking.
Hold up. Let him
Okay, I did not expect this, but this Isekai is weirdly fun. It's actually pretty similar to Shield Hero. I mean, he got teleported into another world with 3 other heroes where he has the weakest skill. Everyone looks at him like he's a weirdo and he ran away from the country. That sounds like Shield Hero to me. The biggest difference is that in Shield Hero, Naofumi has multiple slaves. In this one, the main character became the slave. Now this is unique. The Fire Hunter was one of the biggest surprise for me this season. It doesn't just have a really unique style, but the world building has huge potential. Outside the magical barrier they live in, the world is overrun by flame demons, and the only ones that can protect them are the Fire Hunters. One day Toko, a little girl, goes outside the barrier in hope to find medicine for her aunt, but she runs into a beast. A Fire Hunter finds her and saves her. However, he loses his life in the process. Now Toko has to leave the village to return the dog and sickle to the Fire Hunter's family. He saved his life, that's the least she can do. The biggest problem with that is that they have no idea who is the Fire Hunter, where is he from. So they are just gambling on the idea that he might be from the capital, where now Toko is going. A really interesting concept where the anime spends a lot of time explaining what kind of world they live in, what they have, what they need, what they fear from. But it never felt boring. The way they present it is unique enough to keep us interested in the story. I have really high hopes for this anime. If it's executed well enough, it can be one of the best anime this season. Onimai is one of the most controversial anime we had in quite a while for this exact reason. It's made by Studio Bind, which is known as the studio that was made specifically to adapt Mushoku Tensei. Now Onimai is their second anime, and as expected, it looks insanely good. Just every frame has some sort of movement, and I really like the way they use a bunch of unique perspectives to portray emotions. However, I thought I will never finish the first episode. The first half of it is quite, interesting, but as soon as you get over that part, the anime just gets so much more enjoyable and just turns into a really awesome story of someone that tries to change their life. If you can get through the first half, I promise you will enjoy it. But if you want something that is unique, looks good, but not that weird, then I recommend you High Court. It's pretty much the same as our world, representing Vegas in this case. The only difference being is X playing cards, 52 of them in total, where all of them grants you some sort of powers, like you are insanely lucky, you can turn anyone you touch into marble, or just have a gun. Basically, the higher number your card is, the stronger you are. In this story we follow Finn, a holder of the Two of Spades, who lives in an orphanage that is at the brink of closing due to financial issues, and Finn tries to save the orphanage by making money. First he tries to steal items, but he can't sell them because it's obviously stolen. Then he tries out gambling, where he wins a lot, but loses it quite quickly to someone that seems to have insane luck. Now thanks to that though, he gets in contact with a secret group of players called High Court, where he gets hired to find these cards. It's quite cool. All these cards have different powers, there are other gangs or mafia families that are looking for these cards, and I bet that these cards hold more than one kind of power in themselves, it just depends on how they try to use it. It can be something really cool. The original Trigun is something that most all weebs really enjoyed, something that holds a special place in their heart, and now we can experience Trigun in a different kind of way by Studio Orange, which is well known for Beastars. Now this reboot is quite different from the original. Obviously it's quite noticeable that it's fully CGI, but the story of it is also different, which I personally think is a good thing. Certain parts happen a lot quicker. It's also a lot darker than the original, which was like 70% comedy. So it's understandable that a lot of people that love the original will hate this reboot. However, I think it's pretty good.
思った通りバレてないね。
そういう問題じゃない。
でも声を出したらどうだろう。
You really thought that there are no more romances? Well, we got Kubo-san this time, which is the most basic romance that you can think of, yet maybe that's exactly why it's my favorite one from this season. Honestly, I don't even know if it's good. It doesn't matter how bad it is, I just love romantic comedies. It's kinda like Gigak trash isekais. Yo, editing Kuno here. The anime got delayed for a whole season after episode 6, I just thought I would let you know. But without further ado, it's time for the big one. NieR Automata is the most anticipated anime of this season, and as hyped everyone was, the first episode was quite controversial. It had very mixed reactions, thanks to it basically being a one-of-one copy of the game, the CGI not looking quite great. To be fair, no CGI looks good to these people. It got an insane amount of hate, and for once I felt the same way. It just felt disappointing and quite boring. However, the second episode on the other hand was amazing. It just looked a lot better, it was a lot more interesting. I honestly don't know how to feel about it, and now it's also delayed for who knows how long after episode 4. In the meantime, if you just want to watch the well-animated prequel, you can just search for NieR Automata Rule 34.